Hey guys, Deborah with Pinching Pesos here, and it's time for the what? Sales update. We're looking at the week of September the 11th through September the 17th. And I had, between eBay, Amazon, and I had one little bonanza sale, $723 in sales with a profit after fees and cost of goods of $395. So not an awful week. That's the same as working like a full-time minimum wage job, like, well, not minimum wage, $10 an hour. Yeah, basically. But I'm worth more than that. I gotta make more money. I actually am working on ramping up quite a bit. So I'm going through my office this weekend through the bins that I didn't sort through whenever I was reorganizing, and sorting through things that are going to get listed and things that aren't, so that way I can kind of streamline all of this and yeah, get things rolling. But let's go ahead and get started. If you remember from my haul video, I picked up this Breville juice fountain for $8.99 with the intentions of parting it out. I sold one of the other pieces already. I think it was the top. No, it was the pusher. And so this sold for $24.95, free shipping. So not a bad turnaround. My profit on that was $11.77. So parts are pretty easy to do. I love doing parts. Next thing up, I sold this Conair Instant Hot Lather Machine. I paid $2.99 for it at the Goodwill. It went for $29.95, free shipping. And profit on that guy was $14.17. It fit perfectly in the regional A box. I was really excited. It was like it was made for that box. I use regional A boxes quite a bit just because they just seem to be like the right size. Next. Wrong screen. This was also shown in a haul video that I did. I picked this up for $4.99 and I sold it for $44.95 free shipping, and I thought it might have been a little overpriced when I was doing research, but I wasn't really sure, and it was one of the items that I was actually going to pull and reprice and price it down a little bit less. I think I was going to put it down at like $29. However, the same day before I got a chance to actually pull it, it sold. So these are vintage 1970, what were they? 70 something, 78 I think. Wildlife cards, and they were really cool. They had like all the information about the animals and their regions and everything. So profit on that one, $22.56. So if you see any of those cards at garage sales and such, I would think that a garage sale would be a really, would be the place to find those. These were probably at a garage sale and didn't sell, and then they got donated to Goodwill. I did sell one of the Mythbusters DVD sets that I bought. I have 4 other seasons that are already listed. One for $32.95 free shipping, and it only had 3 discs, so it shipped first class. I paid $6.99 for those, so profit on that was $18.18. Keep hitting the wrong screen. I sold 2 of these in like a 2-week period. It's the Ultimate Easy Bake Oven Pusher little spatula thingy, and $8.95 free shipping. It shipped out for $2.60. And I had it from my daughter's old machine, so it was basically free. $4.23 profit on that. I had too many windows open. Bumble and Bumble Curl Conscious Smoothing Conditioner. I paid $15. I am pretty much out of the Bumble and Bumble. I have some that's not the BB Curl. It's called BB Shine. I think I have 3 of those shampoos left, and I have 1 of the conditioners left. The little like squeeze leave-in conditioners that I have priced at $44.95. I had another seller insult my item and my business, because they made me an offer that was too low and I didn't counter them. So then they basically insulted me like I didn't know what I was doing and I must be new, and they didn't want my product anyway, and they could go down the street and buy some. And I'm like, wait, this is discontinued. Like, you can't just go down the street and buy it. So I'm like, what was the point of all of that? Like, why send me this paragraph long message insulting me, my business, and my product? Like, what were we going to get out of it? Was I going to turn around and be like, oh, I'm so sorry, I would love to sell you this? Like, I don't know what was... Some people are just strange. I don't know, but I just ignored the whole thing. I didn't respond. But this one I think actually went on best offer. Let me see. Yeah, I took a best offer of $45 plus shipping. So then my profit came out to just under 25 bucks, $24.63. I wish I could find so much more of that Bumble and Bumble Curl Conscious stuff. That was really good sales, and it sold through fairly quickly. The turnaround time of me getting them to the time that I basically didn't have any left was 2 months. I bought this really big, if you remember some of my videos, I've had people comment that there was like a bear's butt that was in their face, like, because I had it on the shelf and it was like its butt was just sticking at you. I bought this when I was with Chad and Kim when they came down to Austin. I paid $7.99 for it, so I did kind of pay up for it. That store that I got it from, I don't know why, but they really overpriced their plush. Like, just a plain bear will be like $4.99, and I'm like, you have so much plush. There's so much plush at that store. I don't know why they want to price it so high, but this one was $7.99, and I had it priced fairly high at $99 for a while. And then it was one of the items that I pulled to reprice when I was like, you know what, I'm gonna pull some of these items and I want to relist them, you know, as new, you know, new listings at a different price. And so I went ahead and repriced it for $49.95 plus shipping. Originally I had it $99.99 free shipping. And it sold. It sold, I think, that day or the next day. This is where SmartPost comes in super handy. This item would have cost almost $50 to ship it priority mail, and it would have cost, I think it was 30 something to ship it ground. SmartPost cost me, check this out, $11.67. Now, I did go ahead and insure it. If I send anything SmartPost that has any type of actual value, I will insure it with ShipSaver. ShipSaver is one of your eBay applications on the website. Under applications, you can put ShipSaver, and it's basically 79 cents up to $100. You know, so every $100 I think is 79 cents, and internationally it's $1. And you can insure your SmartPost, because even though SmartPost has $100 of insurance on it, typically from what I've heard, now I've never had an issue with SmartPost package, but typically what I have heard is that since SmartPost is a last mile service, Basically, you send it FedEx ground, and then once it reaches the state, the destination state, it goes from the FedEx to the USPS, the post office hub. And from there, it gets delivered by your local postman. I've heard that if you try to file an insurance claim on a SmartPost package, FedEx will blame the post office and the post office will blame FedEx. And so people have had trouble getting their insurance claims approved. I've never personally dealt with it, but I'm not going to wait until something happens. So if I have something of actual value, I'll insure it with ShipSaver. I mean, it's 79 cents, so if something would have happened to this bear, they would have paid for it, as opposed to trying to file through FedEx or through the post office. Next thing I sold, I've had for a really long time, and this is the third one of these that I have sold. Keep clicking that wrong button, never. Is this Shiver Bear from Barbie and the Magic of Pegasus movie. And it shivers and makes a weird noise and its cheeks light up. I actually have a video in the listing. It's not going to show up here because for some reason I can't see descriptions in Firefox, and nobody else seems to have this problem but me. And I've completely uninstalled it and reinstalled it, and I don't know what it is, but nobody else seems to have this issue. But when I look at anybody, not just my own, anybody's eBay listing in Firefox, there is no description at all. And I wonder if other people experience it, like maybe buyers. I can't just be the only person. It can't just be me. I don't know. But yeah, I can't see descriptions. But in the description of this, there is a video showing it makes noise and what it does and all of that. And I think that's why I tend to sell mine for more money and actually sell them. You can see this one here is in better condition than the one mine was in. They have it priced $10. It's been listed for a while. I sold it for $29.95 plus shipping, and I thought it went internationally, but I guess it didn't. So my profit on that was $22.71, and I always pick up those shivers if I see them. Like I said, I've sold 3 over the years. That's kind of one of those things with toys and older like character merchandise, is that these movies, especially like Barbie movies, they don't really have a time frame. So they don't go out of style. The Barbie movies, they still sell this Barbie movie at Walmart, and I think it's from the 90s or 2000, something like that. So it's an older movie, but little like new kids, like there's a new market because like new kids want the products. But since it's not a new movie, you can't just go out and buy it. So Netflix is kind of really good for us as resellers because they have all of the old, not all of, but they have a lot of older cartoons that, the kids wouldn't have access to really if Netflix didn't exist, and then it brings a new market to your older items. I'm really surprised that Hannah Montana fell off the way that it did, because like that merchandise is worthless. Because my daughter, who's 9, really liked Hannah Montana when she was like 5 and 6. And it wasn't popular then. It wasn't even on TV anymore. But since it was on Netflix, she watched it all the time. And I was really surprised that the Hannah Montana merchandise doesn't really have that much of a resale value. I don't know if it's just because it was so mass produced, but you still can't just go to Target and buy it. You have to get it online. I don't know. Anyway, this was my daughter's. I paid $4.99 for it. And she just didn't really take to it back then at all. It just wasn't one of those things. I went ahead and finally got it out of the closet, listed it. I wanted it to sell quickly. I really didn't care about it. I put it up for $19.95 and it sold that day or the next day. I don't remember. It was pretty much right away. And this actually went to my friend's daughter as well, and she played with it for a while, and then we ended up getting it back. So it had multiple uses before I sold it. It had 10 books and cartridges and the carrying case, and some more of the tights sold. $9.95 free shipping. They ship out for $2.60. I paid 99 cents for them a while back. What, 2 years maybe? I'm almost done with them. I think I have, and I say this every time, I think I have like less than 10 pairs left. This was a Polar Cube, one of those cold therapy machines. I've seen those on BOLO lists. I've seen them talked about quite a bit where people say, make sure you buy them. They sell really well. And mine sold and shipped, and the person got it, left me great feedback. They were very happy. And then the other day, eBay pulled the listing, but it was already sold. Because they said it was a prescription device. I had no idea. I actually did the research after I got it because I thought maybe it was a mistake. And it actually is a prescription device. I had no clue out of all the years, because I've bought a bunch of them before. I have like 2 in my shed. Had no clue that they were like a restricted item. eBay didn't like give me any type of red flag or anything. Normally, if you list something that's restricted, it'll give you a red flag. Sometimes they don't catch it. But yeah, so those polar ice machines, like for cold therapy, are not something you're supposed to list. But too late. I already sold it, and I still got the money, and the customers got their product. And she was very happy. She had surgery, and she had sent me a message saying, I had surgery today, and I really need this as quickly as possible. And I was like, oh, I'll ship it out. I went ahead and made sure I shipped it on Saturday because she had ordered it on Friday, and she got it that Monday. I bought a whole bag of Build-A-Bear outfits for $2.99. Had a whole bunch of stuff in there. Soccer jerseys and a Darth Vader mask and Celtics uniform and a bunch of shorts and some underwears and this C-3PO costume was complete. So I went ahead and listed it. It sold pretty quickly. I think it was less than a week. They left me feedback today, so I was happy about that. And no, they didn't leave me feedback. They might have left me feedback. The feedback I got today was for Harry Potter. I was really concerned that the person that bought it, since they didn't have very much feedback, thought it was like a bigger costume and wasn't like for a bear. But they left me feedback today. They were happy because I got it really quickly. So this sold for $17.95 plus shipping. When I was listing them, I contemplated just listing the whole thing. But since this was particular for Star Wars and Harry Potter was Harry Potter and all of that, I thought it would be best to just not be lazy and actually list them separately. So it worked out. So profit on that is $13.28. I bought this vintage Norrell, and I've talked about this brand before, because Norrell has a body powder that is pretty rare, and I bought some before and sold it for over $100. So when I saw this name, I didn't really care. I just bought it. It was in a bag for $1.99 at Savers, in one of those bags that they hang up on the wall, and there was a couple other things in there. I don't remember exactly what, but this was the reason why I actually bought the bag. And I put it on auction because I wasn't really sure. I started it at $19.95 and I got a bid pretty much right away, and then nothing else happened the whole auction time until the very end, and then one person bid it up another 50 cents. So still not a bad on my $1.99. Profited $14.12 on that. All of the Ultimate Chopper is gone. I parted out the Ultimate Chopper. I love finding those. I don't find them very often. I paid, I believe it was $7.99 for the unit. But you just get more money parting it out. And I was actually, at the time, I believe the only person that had a chopping blade listed. So I went ahead and priced it high. I priced it $24.95. And you can see here, you can buy a whole unit. Hang on, let me do a little research right here. I'll show you. Ultimate Chopper. There's a whole unit right here for $47, free shipping. Here's one for $50. There was one that I saw, like this one's new open box, $35. You could essentially buy it and part it out, like one piece would pay for the unit and then the rest of the pieces would just be profit. So $24.95 plus shipping. I can see other people got them now, but at the time that I listed mine, I think it was the only one. So that was good money, but I have sold all of the pieces. I've had this item listed for less than a month and everything has sold. So the little bowl, the other bowl, the top, and the base, and the chopping blade. So 5 pieces are gone. Profit on that came out at $17.87. My Fitbit scale was one of the items that I pulled to reprice because I wanted to quick flip it. $49.95. What I did with this particular item, you can see my gallery picture was actually a picture of the face of the scale because all of the rest of the pictures were of the scale. So I wanted my gallery photo to kind of stand out between the rest of them that all look the same. Scale. So I did the little hi happy face that it does when it turns on. I don't know if that helped my sell, but it sold fairly quickly. So $49.95 plus shipping. I paid $4.99 for that unit at the Goodwill. So $31.64 was my profit on that. Yay! These are the Maxwell House drinks that I bought at the grocery store. I think that's yucky. It is coffee concentrate, and you they're this big. They're like a Mio bottle, but it's coffee drink. And that whole idea of what chemicals are in there to make that a concentrated coffee drink that tastes like caramels is just gross. However, there's a market for it. So, the same person bought 6 of them, and I paid $2.38 a piece for them. They weren't on clearance, they were just like discontinued. And so my profit on those was $24.04. This stadium seat I have had for a lifetime. I sold it once. It was my highest viewed item, and I had the most watchers on it. It was good till canceled. I think it had 2,100 views or something like that. It had 40 watchers, and it had sold before. However, when I had it listed as new. I don't know what happened to it in the time that I had it listed as new and the time that it sold, but it got banged up, like on the arm. It had like plastic scuffs. It had a mark on the bottom. And I was like, this is not new. So I contacted the customer and I told him, I am very sorry. I was packaging up your item and upon further inspection, it appears like it has some damage. And I offered them a partial refund if they wanted me to go ahead and ship it. And they said, no, it was a gift, but I'm glad that you noticed it. And they didn't give me a hard time about it or anything. And I just canceled the order. And I relisted it as used. And it sold to a buyer in Texas. So that was great because then that meant the shipping was cheap because I had free shipping on it. So the shipping was super cheap for a larger item. And I think the reason why it took so long to sell is because the dimensions that I had on the item were too big for SmartPost. So if you tried to buy it, it would error out and say that you need to contact the seller for shipping. So I don't know how many people over time tried to buy this chair, but only that one buyer told me that he was having trouble buying it, and so I went in and fixed it. I had to change it over to just the generic economy shipping, and he was able to buy it. So it's gone. Finally, profit on that was $11.06. It only cost me $7.32 to ship it. So yay! Yay for Texas buyers! Here is my one item that I sold over on Bonanza. This came out of those bags of plush that I bought, the Disney plush. So it had like a buy cost of like 50 cents. Sold it for $7.08. It went first class, 8 ounces. Not a huge profit, but it's gone. On Amazon, I have been selling the heck out of those Pumpkin Bliss, the Pumpkin Bliss Febreze wax melts. I am all sold out as of today. I have 9 on reserve and they are sold out. I did also sell a physical examination video demonstration student aid CD. It was over in the DVD section, so I only paid $2.99 for it at Savers. It sold for $63.97. So that's exciting. And I've been selling through these little chapsticks that I bought at Big Lots last year. They were 30 cents a piece. I'm not making a huge profit on those. I don't even know why I bought them. It's very strange. Now, I mean, I don't know why I bought them, but they are selling. So, yeah, that's it. That's all I've been selling over on Amazon. I got the chapsticks and the Pumpkin Bliss and then that one CD-ROM. So my sales over on Amazon were $122 and profit was $55.86. So not bad. Alright guys, that's all I have to show you today, besides all this stuff I'm bringing up on my computer for whatever reason. So I hope everybody's having really great sales, and if you have any questions about any of the things that I talked about, make sure to just go ahead and leave comments below. I tried to answer as many of them as I can, and yeah, so anyway, everybody have a really awesome weekend. Thanks for catching up with me today and seeing what's sold. And I will talk to y'all next time.